The great master Ching Liang discussing the first classification of the Buddha's teaching from the Xianshou school, and the first group of teaching according to the great master Xianshou, it was the small vehicle teaching. And in this vehicle teaching here, he says vehicle teaching is what makes it different and far superior to all the non-Buddhist teachings, was that the Buddha elaborated extensively on the nature of the mind. Okay, what about the nature of the mind? He describes about the 74, 75 dharmas of the mind. In Mahayana, it's 100 dharmas. Actually, it's a lot more. But the Mahasattvas reduced it. Vasubandhu reduced it to 100 types of dharmas. But here in the small vehicle, it's about 74 dharmas. And we are nearing the end of it. And he's talking about the fifth group of mind dharmas in particular of interest to us, is those afflictions, or the small afflictions, or following afflictions. All right? And they are wrath, hate, rage, covering, deceit, flattery, conceit, harming, jealousy, and stinginess. Okay, those are the 10 of the small afflictions. What are the small afflictions? Before he covered the major afflictions and intermediate afflictions. Now he's talking about the lesser or the smaller afflictions. Okay, or subsidiary or following afflictions, and just like before as well, these smaller afflictions or subsidiary afflictions, they grow. The Chinese Master Xinhua said they're following their own kind, and we clear as we go through them. So they follow each other, or they grow, okay, in intensity. So of interest to you is that how some of these afflictions increase in intensity. All right? And so as of use to you, as to when you cultivate or when you teach others, for example, your children and so forth, this is some of the tips for us to see how far along and how we can intervene. Okay, all right, and 1410 commentary slide, and there are so-called relatives that they are actually know each other like relatives. They are intimately connected with each other, okay, and they say seek each other out, and another concept about small afflictions or following afflictions is that it very sticky. It follows you around, okay. It doesn't let go of you, okay. Like the nature of our afflictions. Once we are afflicted, very hard for us to undo it. Okay, and ordinary people don't know better. They feel it's natural. They don't realize this is not a good state of mind. And that's Buddhist wisdom, if you will. Okay. So what is the first one? It's wrath, fun. Okay, and he describes this as all of a sudden you have a burst of anger in your mind. You're talking to someone, you're talking with someone, and all of a sudden, that you have this fire of anger arising inside of you. Okay, that's called wrath. Okay, and the Chinese character has a certain way of writing it. Okay, fun here. And so the Master Hsuan explains it as the mind is this character here below, and on top of it is fun, is to divide. Okay, and I'm not sure what he means by it seems that dividing a true mind so they become a false mind. I don't think it's at that level yet. Okay, we're not talking about true mind. Okay, forget about true mind because you don't know what your true mind is, so it's nonsense to even mention true mind to me. Okay, so the fun here is very interesting because your mind there, okay, your state of mind, okay, whatever your state of mind is, in particular for us, when you cultivate, okay, you try to keep a clear head, okay, you try not to get afflicted, okay. So what happened is all of a sudden this burst of anger that jumps in from nowhere, okay, apparently from nowhere at all, divides your mind. So what does it tell you? What does it mean dividing your mind? Don't think of true mind. Think of something much more immediate. It really scatters your mind. It divides it. Okay? So that you lose your concentration, which is very, very important. What people don't realize that when we do chant, when you recite the Buddha's name, we recite mantra, we do ceremony, the last thing we want to do is be distracted by a noise, by the sound, by the smell, by anything at all. Okay? The distraction here comes from inside. Okay? Whatever triggers from outside is a natural thing. The noise, the dog barking, it's just a noise. But somehow you allow yourself to be irritated. How long has this dog been barking? And that's your training. When it happened, last week or something, it bothered me too. I said, how long is this dog's gonna bark? You guys weren't here. It's just in the afternoon, okay? It was not as hot as today. Mm-hmm. But with barking, it's only a handful of people there. Some new, so I said, some new people here. What should I do about this dog barking incessantly for 5-10 minutes? And I said, it's going to be a hard one. So I looked at XF there, and she's oblivious. She's so happy. Oh, dog barking. Oh, how musical. The American dog has this nice way of barking. And I look at the two small windows there. I said, if I were to get up and go and bring this little step ladder there, go up there and close it, it probably would not be as annoying, as irritating as before. But I decided not to do anything. Why? Because I want you to experience the irritation. You see, that's practical chant for you. You see that? You go to Hinayana people, the Hinayana practices, they run away to the mountain, they dive down to the valley so that no dogs, okay? No noise. So that when you go back to the city life, and now you are a fourth-stage Rahat, you sit there and meditate, and then in your temple, and the dog starts barking, you won't be able to enter samadhi because you're so irritated. Isn't it interesting? That's part of the training too. So I apologize if I irritated some of you intentionally. Mea culpa. But that's why we want to learn about this mind dharma, these afflictions, because it distracts you from the matter at hand. And and don't think it's natural, think of it as becoming distracted or a loser. People in the world think, this doesn't make sense. This is a Chan temple. How could you allow this dog to bark and irritate people and stop people from meditating? We're not a Hinayana temple. Okay? All right. So to me, this fun here is that it divides your mind. Your mind was concentrated. Now it splits it in half, and then you allow it to happen. Split it in 3, and then 4, and then 6, and 8, and 10, and 12. It keeps on dividing, and that's what fun does. If you allow yourself to be irritated, and this fun here, and this Master Sri explanation is very good. There's a fire, if you pay attention, there's a fire that rises inside of you. That's the beginning of anger. If you're aware of it, then it's much easier for you to put it out. If you're not aware of it, this is what happens to you. Now, it becomes hate. Isn't that interesting? Does it sound familiar to you? Those of you who have a temper, of course I don't have a temper, never. But those of you who have a temper like Lloyd, for example, is known to have a temper. Think about it. It begins with the heat arising inside of you, and then it becomes hate. Okay? Meaning it lasts now. The heat is only a burst, like a flame. Okay? Then it dies. That's natural. Okay? But if you say, yeah, right, you're right, that doesn't make sense, the dog is barking, and someone's allowing the dog to bark. And actually, you look at the ASAP, are you going to stand up and walk out there and say, hey, we have a chant class here, would you please tone it down? No. That's another reason for my fun to increase to hate. So I was witnessing it myself. Okay? I become first an irritation and it became hate. It's not easy admitting your own afflictions. Okay? And so hate here now is more intense and it lasts longer, like a bigger fire, so it takes a bit longer to put it out. Now it's much more difficult, mind you, to get rid of your anger. Before you stop at fun, okay? You said, what's going on? This is a chant class. What's going on here? And if you're smart, you have wisdom, and this is why we talk to you about it. Because most people, when they sit and meditate, they say, oh, ideal conditions, no noise, it's air conditioning and everything, they can only meditate in ideal conditions. We're teaching you to meditate in sub-ideal conditions in the real world. Okay? You're also quiet. Okay? So anyway, so let me tell you again, last Friday, it became fun. It arises fun because of this. I'm worried. My explanation, my only justification is that I'm worried about you. Okay? I noticed some people began to be irritated because the dog kept on barking non-stop for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. When I got so mine increased from fun to hun. Okay? Hate. because I hate it when XF is ignoring me. How could you meditate when it's, dog is barking and there's people here? Your job is to help them meditate. Okay? Yes, Wei Mao.
Master, is that a Chihuahua dog?
No, it's more like a Chihuahua is a lot like this. The other one's like a Doberman. It's much bigger. It carried a lot more. I figure that's probably one of the people who went to brought the dog, who was walking the dogs to the swimming pool here. He tied the dog to that thing, the bike thing there. He went into the swimming pool to look at kids or whatever. And the dog said, "What are you doing? Hey, we're supposed to be together, man. Oh, come back." And the other guy, being the boss, "Hey, I'm the boss, man. Hey, wait." And that's when it was annoying. Actually, it was annoying for mine. Actually, became hun. I became irritated because I found reasons. I added. At first, it's like, say what? What happened to the windows? Okay, and then what happened to XF? She said. She enters samadhi. It's no distracting her at all. And so mine increased to hate. I said, wow. So you find more reasons to add to the fire. That's what happens. Interestingly. If it's just like, the windows, then the fun, the wrath cannot increase to hate because you add more to the fire. Isn't that interesting? So your mind justifies it. You are the culprit, not the dog. Is that clear? That's why I realized, wait a minute, the dog is barking the same intensity. So why am I getting more annoyed? You're enjoying this too much. And if you don't know about these things, you will meditate at your own risk and peril. After I certify you to be a fourth-stage Arhat, you say, Master certified me a fourth-stage Arhat already. How come I'm still angry? Because I'm also angry. And so this is interesting to me because it shows the progression of why it becomes uncontrollable. Okay? First, it's a natural, say, what? Okay? But then you add more reasons. Now, the fire grows bigger. So far, so good. You cannot let go anymore. It's very difficult. Okay? But it doesn't stop there. Okay? Next one is rage. Okay? When it reaches, as Master Shenhua says, it reaches the point of rage. Okay? It needs an outlet. I felt like getting up and say, XF, what are you doing? I'm serious. And that's when I stopped. I said, no, it's not cool. It's so fast, let me tell you. It's a matter of 1 minute, that's it. Blows up and then rage. I said, is anyone going to do something about this? Huh? And then I caught myself and said, the Chan master is getting into a rage. And stopped. And we endured. And you endure it for a few minutes, it goes away. Not useful to you? You're having fun looking at my misery, huh? But if you're smiling right now, I guarantee you it will happen to you as well, unless it has happened already. Isn't it interesting? That small subsidiary afflictions for you, it grows one follows another and increases and makes you completely scattered. If you, by the time you get to rage, you basically have to act on it. You have to do something. Okay? That's the difference between you and me. I got into rage, I dissipate my rage. You get into rage, you will have to act upon your rage. You yell at yell at someone or whatever. Okay? It's uncontrollable now. Yell at your subordinate. What do you think you are? Huh? Who do you think I am? And so forth. Yeah? Interesting, isn't it? Okay? One starts yelling furiously at the person or hits. Got that? No? That's Buddhism for you. The Buddha understands your state of mind so precisely. Isn't that interesting? That sex is so that you should know better, not allow your anger to evolve into rage, because that's when you women throw plates at your husband. Right. Is that what you do? Remember that? Huh? At times when I remember before I practiced the chant, I felt like taking a lamb throw at my ex-wife. A manipulative woman. I don't know about, good-looking women. They have a way of making you lose control. Anyway, so challenging. Can't live without them. Fourth affliction, following affliction, is covering. Okay, now, you see, it's how interesting. Now, you act out your rage, right? And then you say, oops, I'm a chant master. That's what I did. I cover it up. Immediately I said, oops, I hope no one noticed. And that's covering. Okay? But I did it so fast, people didn't realize I was covering. Because I said, hey, if I got up, then my facial expression would say it all, So I cover it up immediately. Isn't it interesting how it grows? The small fire, the bigger fire, to rage where you have to act out. You act out and then you cover it up. So my acting out, unlike you, is that I told myself, get up and go to XF and teach her. Tell her to go outside. And I was making plans already. That's rage, you see. But my rage is usually internal. Your rage is you have no control. You have to do it physically. My rage manifests itself in the form of strategy. I like to think. Okay? And as soon as I realize that, hey, this is ridiculous, I'm supposed to not lose my cool. So I cover it up. How do I cover it up? Okay, unlike you, I suppress it so fast. No, not cool. Let's pretend not to be angry. You fill in your own blanks, okay? Because how you cover up. Notice your habits. That's what I do. I'm just describing to you. Yes, I got to the point where I got into rage. I started devising what I'm going to do. Should I go to accept? Should I go to get a ladder and close it and slam it down to, express my displeasure? Should I go outside and maybe throw a rock at the dog? I did think about that, by the way. That's rage. Okay? And that's strategy, you see? It's not cool, right? Whose side are you on? You broke my heart. Okay? And then I admit to you, as soon as I said, I'm a chant master, I squashed it right away to cover up. I'm just like you, just trying to learn chant is my only excuse. Yes, Wei Mao. Unlike you, Master, I admit it. You all hide it.
Master, just for suggestion, I remember back then at Low Mountain Temple, we used water gun to spray. That's not a method.
I bought a BB gun. There's a dog. Okay, the neighbor, is she dead or still alive? I don't remember. There's a dog who kept on barking at our visitors on weekends. He kept on barking and barking. And I couldn't stand it, so took a BB gun. Not a water gun, you remember wrong. Anyway, please don't tell her that. The neighbor. Okay, she's covering. After I should be. That felt good. Anyway, and so naturally, after rage, it's interesting here. Our natural tendency is to cover up, pretend. Yeah? Pretend it never happened. Okay? Hide the facts. I'm angry, okay? And scream, but so that's what happened. Your fury turns to concealment and you cover it up. Okay? And so you cover it up, okay? There's some people close to you who will notice the change in you. Some of you pretty sensitive. I know some of you are more sensitive than others. Yeah. The new ones, it's okay. But the old timers, they're a lot more sensitive. Like, they're laughing and, you can tell with their face right now. Either it's not me, or they say, oh, Master is so like me. Okay? Because those people are sensitive, so naturally you have to distract them. You cover up because you see that they cannot tell. Okay? But so you start with covering up because most of you cannot tell, so you cover up. But the next one is you need to deceive it because some of them can tell. Does it make sense now? Xin, you're enjoying this too much. So you have to deceive them. Okay? So that's a natural. See, is that amazing how it starts with fun, wrath. Then you go into, what's next? Were you following? Hate. Thank you very much. Who said hate? Who? You? Oh, I adore you. I take back all the bad things I said to you. I'm sorry now. Okay, you hate. Okay, you have wrath, and it grows bigger into hate. And then you come to a rage, or you act up on that. Okay, and then because that's not cool, you realize you're becoming like an animal now. You're no longer a human being, so you try to cover it up. And then, of course, you realize that some of them are not impressed. Okay, the new ones say, "Oh yeah, of course, Master, we understand." But the old timers, they are totally don't buy your excuse. So that's when you have to deceive them. That's what you do every time. Well, most of the time. That's us. That's human nature for you. Once you see that, you become a lot more forgiving, because you're like that too. Isn't it interesting? You learn this so that you see how it progresses inside of your mind. So when you see people losing control and afflicted and try to conceal and deceive you, you say, "Oh, nice try. It's okay, baby. I love you still. You're so adorable when you're angry." So far, so good? Okay? Your old friends are not fine. Okay? Whenever false mass repressing your fury. Okay? It's not repressing your fury. It's not repressing. It's about deceiving you. It's no longer repressing, but deceiving you. Okay? Which is basically manipulating you, lying to you. That's how we function. Questions and comments? So quiet. They always say, "No, we're not like that, Master. Only Master is like that." Now we know you. We're not like that. Okay? 6, after deceit. Okay? Flattery. Why do we need to have flattery after deceit? Why? Why? Do you do flattery as a salesperson? Often, yeah? "Oh, I love your coat. What kind of blouse is that? Is it a Burberry?" Okay? Flattery. Why flattery? Anthony, clearly you don't do that. And really, what are we talking about? These city people, they are so complicated. I'm going back to Eureka, where people are simpler. Huh? Why flattery? It's so beautiful. You need to see this. That's when you appreciate your boyfriend and girlfriend more. Wife more in particular. But it's much more obvious when you're dating. Why flattery? It is how ingenious your mind is, let me tell you. And it takes me to explain it to you, how sad it is. If you understood it right away, if you said, "Oh, of course," then I say, yeah, I would be impressed. But the rest of you, the only Master understands why you need to have to resort to flattery. Why? You deceive them already, right? You say, you do things to to distract their attention. Okay? Why flattery? Yes, amigo. See, it takes a Hispanic person to understand this kind of mindset.
Maybe to maintain control of the situation.
Not bad. You are so manipulative. Anyone else? That's manipulation, absolutely. I want you to memorize this because that's what we do. That's all. You see how what she does to you now? That's what happens to you. That's why she has you, you know. Why flattery? Why isn't deceit enough? Because deceit is not enough. Why flattery? It is so clever. When you deceive them, you say, oh, look, the other way, right? I'm just giving an example. You deceive him, oh, you bring the attention somewhere else, right? But sometimes it's not enough, right? Because some of them have pretty strong samadhi. You say, no, it's not a Burberry, you idiot. That's when, because they don't trust you, you know what I mean? You salesman, I don't trust you. Okay? So that's why your mind is so sensitive. You say, oh, it's not biting. Okay? So your next obvious progression is flattery to bring their attention away from you to themselves. That's the best way to distract them. Because people like to think of themselves, don't they? This young one here likes it so much. Now your boyfriend's under your thumb. Yeah? I'm asking all of you, therapists and psychologists and shrink and mental mind doctors and so forth, can you find this kind of precision in behavior pattern? It's fascinating. 6 to me is beautiful because it's so powerful. When you see people don't really not buy into it, you bring them attention back to themselves and away from you. You stop talking Burberry. So, oh, your lipstick, is it a new? Is it Chanel? You see, I love it. You see, you always have such a, it's something about you. It's this glow. Is it a lipsticks? Got that? So it's no longer, they're not blaming you anymore, they're not looking at you, but they're looking at themselves, oh yeah, you know, after all, I'm glad I'm here with you. Okay? And I don't know, the Chinese way of explaining it is kind of naive. You know, we in modern times much more sophisticated. Okay? To me, this is kind of naive, like a sycophant, you know, they're trying to curry favor. So, no, it's about total distraction away and back to you, which is the most effective form of distraction. When you feel guilty, okay, that's when you resort to flattery. Bottom line. Anyone? I love this section. Now you know how to handle your wife. You got that? Huh? It looks like you're glowing tonight. What did you do at the temple? Yeah? 7.
Amitabha Master, I go through that only to number 5, and I feel very ashamed of myself already.
5 is deceit. He does it his wife. And he goes, I learned all the chant from Master, and he certified me to come home and deceive my wife. And it works so well nowadays. I feel empowered, right? But you never learn about flattery. That is when the eating from the palm of your hand. Look at Tieng now. Tieng says, I'm going to make a ton of money tomorrow. Yeah. Giờ Tieng là Tieng. Tieng hả? She looks like Tieng. Got that? To me, it's so beautiful. Except I hope you learned something. Meditation is a lot more than just, this is so boring. No, meditation is to see how your mind progresses. And can you bring it back to control, under control? See that? How far do you sink? How low will you sink? Have you any self-respect? Huh? Would you allow yourself, like Jung, to deceive your wife? Just to get fed? Etc. Yes, Wei Mao.
From Diego, this is a YouTube question. You need to use flattery because you don't want to lose your coolness. They know you are deceiving them, so you go to the other side. You flatter them so you don't lose face.
Yeah, all those.
There's another question from Highlight Long. Which stage manic ghost starts involving in?
All stages. One of each. Okay. And patting the horse's rear. I read it when I was patting a horse's ear. I said, horse's ear? What is it? Actually, now it's horse's rear. Like, it is so cool. Not just a horse, you know. Okay. 7th affliction is conceit. Why conceit? You sucker. Gotcha. See? Again. In other words, the people who resort to flattery a lot, okay, they actually are looking down upon you. Need I say more? Those of you who are seeking to be praised, you know, and feel special, they look down upon you from the other side. Isn't that cool? Apple, you look so floored. It's, wow. Mahayana is so profound. I like this. Yes, one.
Thank you, Master. I just want to see how far I can go. So I think I
How low you stoop, right? To get what you want.
Yeah, I think I usually stop at 6.
You 6?
Yeah, but I don't flattering. I will see something he will interesting, make him happy.
It's recorded. Only because you don't allow yourself to go there, but naturally your mind says, see, I got you again. It's so interesting. I'm telling you, when I read this, I was floored. That's how I was operating constantly. So you think it goes away now? No, it's just I do it better. That's how sick we all are. You just don't want to admit it. That's how he said, really? No, it's not me. I'm innocent. No, you're not. The beauty of it is the progression. How it grows and grows and grows and connects to the next and next and next. It's beautiful to me. And that's salesmanship, dear. Okay? If they can deceive you and have the resort of flattery, expect them to look down upon you. It's so interesting. Okay? I'm tired by now. Let me see. 7 is, oh my God, this is too much. This is kind of private. This is no more privacy now. Now every time people look at me, which stage is he at? 1 or 5? Look at her. She's so intrigued. The saleswoman. Okay? Okay? Now, after arrogant conceit, now you do harming. Yeah, and it's about wrecking and ruining people. You actually are inflicting damages to them. Now, this is sick. Usually people stop at conceit, let me tell you. Okay? But there's some people that's when they do harming. And maybe psychopaths. Okay? That's what separates them. Okay? That it's natural to feel conceit because you can manipulate them that easily. But typically people don't grow to harming unless there's something wrong with you. Now, for this kind of person, okay, there's something seriously wrong. And you have to be very careful. You should not go this far at all. I hope none of you go this far. Okay? Don't go to harming because that's a big no-no. That's it. Because when you harm others, you bring no benefit to yourself. You hurt others, but nothing beneficial accrues to you from it. Okay? You only feel satisfied in your head, but you don't realize that you're hurting yourself yet. So this is why it's very rarely you get to this. For most people, they stop at flattery. Okay? But harming is pretty sick person. So if you see someone who have this kind of harming behavior, run. Don't hang around them. They are dangerous. I will fire them. I will encourage them to move across the street to that corner there. Okay? Any questions? Does he include unintentional harming? Does it? Harming is intentional. Don't say, I didn't mean to. There's no such a thing, I didn't mean to. When they are engaging in harming behavior, it's all intentions. And this Chinese has a saying, 一拍两散. Okay, I don't know how they translate. This is masteryonghhua's disciple's brilliance. One deal called off, both partners split up. Please. Wei Mao.
Hello, masters. I have a question. So when you say harming, is it including like verbal abuse or mentally abuse, or bully in a way, like parents something yelling at their daughters or children without noticing that they actually harming them?
You really don't know what harming means? Seriously?
Yeah, I think it's harming, but I'm
glad to hear that you don't know what it means, and don't want to learn it. It's okay to be ignorant. Don't ask. Anyone would like to explain to him? Explain to him what harming is, because I don't know. Hey, you look like you understand harming, ma'am. Explain to him. What does harming mean? You, yeah. Time to shine.
Dạ, con nghĩ là
Two.
dạ, con nghĩ
What does harming mean?
dạ, làm hại người ta là khi mà mình muốn cái gì đó cho mình bất chấp hết, mình không có care tới cảm giác của người ta là mình đã harm người ta.
I can't hear you. very discreet. It's not really. I kill you, but you don't need to know. Louder, please. I need to see your mind.
Dạ, làm thứ mà mình làm. Dạ, con nghĩ harming người khác là khi mình muốn cái gì đó mà mình làm bất chấp mọi thứ để được cái đó.
Did she say? What did she say? I think she's slurring it on purpose. Someone help her out. Help my hearing issue. All of a sudden now we're hearing problems. What's harming? What does it mean?
Là mình làm nó chỉ benefit cho bản thân mình thôi.
I think she's doing it on purpose because I could hear the first part and then it's like What did she say? Hey, you neighbor, you understand her. There you go. You're practically sisters. What's harming? What did she say? She said 3 times already. You're a lot closer than I am. Don't pretend you didn't hear.
I think she means that.
Hong, did you hear it? I don't trust their English translation. Very protective of each other, you know.
Master, I think that harming other is when we are wanting to do whatever for ourselves, regardless of other people feeling. That's when we harm others. We do whatever we can just to have it our way, to benefit ourselves.
You like that? I don't understand that. What's harming? Huh? Do you want to know or not? She's trying to explain to you. That's called deceit. See? Covering up my ignorance. Anyway, I understand these 7 steps so well. Harming is inflict losses, damages to someone. Okay? We're talking about serious losses, not just small things. Okay? Harming is an act of psychopaths. They have to harm you. They really have to make you lose limb, lose, get hurt. Okay? It's not just mental, but physical. Significant losses. Okay? Like they become depressed. Okay? It has to be significant loss. Not just something casual. You want to make them suffer. That's harming. Because unless they are in pain, you will not be satisfied. I think. She's so fast, isn't she? You constantly surprise me. You understand me so well. We had lunch once. For an hour, I was skewering her and everything she said. I said, this doesn't make sense. But now I see it's only an act. You understand me so well. Okay? This person has to suffer mentally, physically, whatever it takes to, they have serious losses before you're satisfied. You will not stop until this person suffers. That's harming. And don't be like that. Okay? Don't have to know so much. It's okay. I want you to learn the good things, not the bad things from me. Okay? You really want to make them suffer. Unless you see them suffer, or you know that they're suffering, you will not be satisfied. You keep on squeezing it until they really, really suffer. Then you can stop. If not, you cannot stop. You won't stop. That's harming. Got that? So you commit an act and you need to see that they're suffering for you to stop. This is serious business, folks. This is something wrong up here. It's okay to get angry and slap, and that thing is a natural thing. But for you to get to the point of harming, that's very sick. It's not healthy at all. Okay? So That's what the Chinese had to soften it. One deal is called off and both partners split up. It's like a dance, You music stop, that's split up. No! 一拍两散. One stroke, both loses. So in terms of harming, think of it like you take a knife. You stick it in someone. Okay? You're harming this person. This person dies. And you go to jail. Got that? One stroke, both sides lose. Both lose. Got that? YouTube comment.
주민님의 코멘트입니다. 해야 하는 것이란 자신이 원하는 것을 얻기 위해 상대에게 신체적, 감정적, 인격적 손상을 입히는 행위라고 생각합니다.
This is Jumi's comment. Harming is inflicting pain physically, mentally, and emotionally to harm this person.
Yes, you have to see the hurt, the harm, the person being harmed before you can stop. Yes, Evan. Yeah.
Amitabha Master. So for me, now at work, I have one coworker that I don't like. So every time I have a meeting with this coworker, I try not to get afflicted, but he starts like maybe demanding things from me. So I notice that I'm afflicted, and I don't yell at him, but I kind of reply to him being angry. And I feel like at the beginning I do it intentionally, then I'm able to stop. So maybe that's like rage. So how can I try not to get to that point?
From rage to harming?
No, not to harming. I don't harm. I mean, not getting to reply being afflicted.
You really live in slow motion. From number 2, we now number 8, and you want me to go back to number 2? So you don't want to be afflicted?
Not replying afflicted, yeah.
I don't know how to handle it. Somebody help him out. Oh my God, this is so low level. I'm talking about harming and he's talking about afflicted. Afflicted is just, like babies. Harming is the big time. Freddy Krueger, whatever, scissor hands or Gary, I've turned you into a ball of fire. Yeah? Somebody help him out. Your office politics, working in teamwork. And that's what Daniel can advise you, because in a working environment there, they would embarrass him and make him feel look bad and so forth, right? That's office politics. That's natural. Okay? And you can get some details from him on how they do it, and that's what you can use too. I don't know anything. I wouldn't know how to embarrass people. Dean, shall I help him? Please spend some time with him, okay, after the lecture. Yeah, you know, they scratch each other's eyeballs out, you know. Okay? Those details, I have no clues at all. They are much better than I am. I'm about harming, I just want to squash you. That I understand. You see, I understand these feelings. See how precise it is? The Chinese is so, you know, they haven't been through war. You know, we are a warring country. So all these emotions are very, very strong. You don't want to bring me to harming. Okay? So, one stroke and both lose. Okay? 一拍两散. Not what a deal called up, both partners split up. These people have, you know, these are nice Chinese people. I'm not going to get any advantage. You won't get it either. Neither of us can get it, can use it. Okay? Okay, so they struggle a little bit. I'm to me, it's very simple. I will kill you. I'll be sorry later, but I kill you first. Does it sound familiar? It's funny, I talked to one of my ex-disciples, Korean lady, and she's very manic, and her ex-husband, they used to be, you know, so loving to each other. This is a 51-year-old woman, and she's very, very manic, okay, and the husband came to the house and helped her, you know, move whatever, okay, her office from Los Angeles to a different city, and an hour, 2 hours away. And then as they were doing things, were packing things up, they started arguing on the smallest things. And then she got so upset that she stormed out of the house, okay, and took a key and went like this along his BMW Series 5. And then, you know what she did after that? She drove straight to the temple and said, Master, I need to talk to you. I said, my child, you come to the right place. I understand manic. And so I walked her around because LMT is so small. There's no room no space to talk unless someone will overhear you. You know, they would know all my secret about being manic. I understand her so well. So I walk around the walk, you know, 3 times. And we talked. And I said, so she described everything to me. Were you there? You were there. See how impressive I was? I was in control of the situation. Yeah, don't worry, I know how to handle it. and she, the more she talked, the angrier she became. I said, so I asked her, you know that he could put you in jail for this? I said, I dropped the from experience, from personal experience. I said, you know that he could put you in jail? Because, you know, and his beloved car. He has 2 cars, okay? He drives the, you know, this Nissan to work, but the BMW to go see her. And she says, I don't care. Okay, and so that's manic for you. They just want to harm you, and they know full well that they're going to get hurt themselves. They don't care. That's what harming is so dangerous. Okay? Don't go there, folks. Guaranteed. When you see, begin to have the idea of, I'm going to, break something or make this person suffer, back off immediately. Don't go there, please. You're going to get in trouble. That's all. And the guy actually sued her. Almost went to jail. Okay, number 9, jealousy. I'm so lost in harming. I don't know what's after harming. Apparently, it's jealousy. I don't know whether it follows. After harming, you become jealous. I don't know. After harming, you go to jail, so it's too late to be jealous. Okay. I don't get this 9 thing, to be honest with you. I see jail time and legal bills. Okay, but anyway, according to the Buddha, following harming is jealousy. Okay, that concept of jealousy is that someone has something that you cannot have. That's why you're jealous. Actually, it's a good thing to me. Yeah. In a way, sometimes jealousy is very productive. Okay, you're jealous, therefore you work harder, you become richer, you become smarter, you become the boss and get back to him. That's one way to get back to that guy who annoys you so much. You get promoted, you make sure that you become his boss. Okay? Yeah, that's why I don't want to advise you about these things. She can do a better job. I only get close to harming. So okay, so jealousy here, that you can't have it, okay? And instead of rising with the occasion, okay, you indulge in, feeling and hiding it. Jealousy is not just knowing and being envious and you cannot make it, but also hiding it. You would never admit it. When you say, I'm so jealous of you, you don't mean it, as BS. But this real jealousy here, you would never admit it. I think you girls understand that more than us boys. And that's the birth of what? Plastic surgery. And just a funny quote for you. I read an article just like yesterday of one of the very attractive young lady dating a very popular actor right now. Okay? He starred in Dunes, if I don't want to mention names, but events, it's okay. The Dune thing, you remember? Am I the only one who... never mind about movies. Okay? So this young lady is not even an actress. She really has no skills whatsoever, except for she looks sexy. And one of the things she says is that on her wish list is that more plastic surgery. Do you know what I mean? And And they get away with it. More and more people find it so appealing. But to me, it's plastic. But people don't mind. It's like, to me, it's a sign of the times, because people don't mind if it's fake. It's okay, as long as it looks good. That to me is weird. And she's a billionaire. You know that? You don't even know her name? I mean, it's on the tip of your tongue. All the men know her. Yeah, moved to San Jose, and then the name comes up right away. Over where you live, it's she's not well known. Okay, and so we like to eat a lot. I don't know why he going so much here, but it's interesting here. He says here, this is where you can learn and benefit from Master Srinhua's spiritual powers. He says here, if you're jealous, first of all, okay, your body will stink. So when you sit next to a person, okay, you recognize the smell of jealousy. It's a little bit like sour. It's so sour. Okay? All right? Because in Chinese literature, I think jealous is like 吃素, something like that, right? Yeah, 吃素, and you eat vinegar. So that's why you have a thing. And so your body stinks, you smell a little. Yeah, mùi chua. So the stink here, I don't know, maybe the translation not accurate. The stink is actually, it has a sour thing, okay? It's like that fragrance, okay? And then eventually, because your jealousy, pay attention, girls, people, okay? You fall into becoming a poisonous snake. Interesting? Think about it. You have a stench to your body, okay, and that we will recognize it, okay? So when you date people, go to the gym first. I want you to know that my lectures are very practical. Okay, so eventually you fall to become a poisonous snake. Okay, and then after that, okay, you fall to the hells, and you fall to hell. So it's a lot of suffering for you. You go to places you don't want to go. Okay, and you go to the hell's excrement. Okay, who knows what the hell excrement? It's very famous hell, where this is a joke, a Buddhist joke. I'm not sure you heard it. Would you like me to tell you? I have 3 more minutes. There's enough time for a joke. So in Buddhism, we tell each other there's a famous hell called hell for excrement, which is a terrible, terrible place. So this guy here, this monk here, was so curious. He said, it's a bad place, I want to know, so that I can tell my disciples, my beloved disciples, so that they would not want to visit it. So we went down there for a visit. So we went down there and saw this hell where this is people, okay? People I'm not sure I should tell you this. people, you want me to say it or not? You're not helping. Okay? So the people there, there's like an ocean of excrement. So far so good, it's a hell, of course. Okay? So it's a lot of excrement there. And the people standing there, there is excrement here, and people standing there talking to each other. Okay? So the Sunim, this is Korean Sunim. He said, turned to the host and said, "What's so bad about this hell excrement?" And before his host can give him the answer, the bell rings off, and the proctor says, "Break time's over. Back to your knees." It's a joke. I'm not telling you jokes anymore. It's an American joke. See, the girls don't get it. Explain to them, Nacho. Explain to them.
I didn't get it either.
He can explain to you. He enjoys it the most. They're standing excrement up to here. When the break's over, so they have to get back on the knees. That's the natural position. That's why it's called hell of excrement. Some people are so sheltered, like dung in WMT, nacho here, and KU2.
주민님의 질문입니다. 마스터, 심리학적으로 질투심을 정의하기로는 시기 질투심이 들면 처음엔 모방 행동으로 나타나는데 모방 행동 후 내가 상대를 따라잡을 수 없다고 인정되면 상대를 해치는 행동 방식으로 발전됩니다. 질투 개념의 심리학적 정의가 한계성이 있나요? 노력해서 자기 발전, 자기 향상으로 나오는 것은 승화라고 합니다. 승화란 성숙한 방어 기제입니다. 이렇게 쓰셨습니다.
Master, so the jealousy, psychologically, the definition of jealousy is that at first it manifests as copying others' behavior.
Okay.
And then if you realize that you cannot catch up with this person, then you will start to act to harm this person. So
that's psychology? Which psychology? Korean psychology? So in Korea psychology, this jealousy has harming in there? Oh, how interesting. Then it make sense. After harming is conceit, and then and after harming is jealousy. Interesting. Okay. I don't know. Could you look it up more? I need more references. But that's interesting that as far as I know here in the U.S., what I learned and what I know about jealousy, because I have a little bit of that in my prior life. I never knew it as getting to the point of harming. Okay. But maybe because I'm a nice person. We stop here today. Thank you, everyone.